Let's see. Alrighty. Come here. Ah, so big. Shrink that. There we go. All right. Sorry. Yep. Up and running. Welcome to another exciting edition of Let's Model Something with Seth in 3D. Um, yeah. So I'm thinking today again, another spaceship. And maybe not quite that much. Let's decrease the res. So there's our space we're going to kind of work in. Theoretically, if we were carrying, that's a meter, but I don't know that I care. And we are set, and symmetry is loaded. Okay, talk to myself a little bit to get started, but you know. So today I think we're going to kind of try to build something that might actually work theoretically. Like, in other words, a spaceship where there is no gravity, for one thing. That's going to be the major thing, is that um, you know, we don't have anti-gravity. We don't have any of that kind of cool Star Trek stuff, Star Wars stuff. It's just going to be a ship. Um, so, so we're going to need something that indicates well to the viewer that there is no gravity, because that's often a problem with that sort of design. Is you need to show and not tell that there's no gravity. We also want it to look still cool. No. No. Um, so we're going to call this our base sort of body form. It's sort of very plane-like or shuttle-like. But I think we're going to put the classic ring around here that rotates so that we can generate gravity in our space. So let's increase the length of our fuselage area. And I'm going to decrease the inner radius a bit and just kind of give it some interest. And in a little bit here, I think that's where I'm going to set the ring. The ring's going to go around that spot there. And then here will be like our piloting area, so that when the crew is actually doing something, that's where they'll be. And bring that up a little bit. Bring that down a little bit. Got some rounded forms that I think I might get rid of later. But again, kind of like yesterday, I want to start off with something and then take it from there. So other things about this ship, as it's going to have a rotating ring around it, it's not going to be able to enter atmosphere. This is a interstellar vehicle that would have to have some sort of shuttle docking in order to actually get crew aboard and down to a planet. So no big deal, just something to think about, that we're not trying for planetary access on this. So in some ways it's very freeing, because we can make things kind of cooler shapes now without having to worry so much about it. And I think the engines are going to be back here, and we'll deal with that area. And so that's sort of an initial thing. And now, new layer, clay tool, and let's select a ring. So I guess we could do this a couple of different ways. I'm going to try this way and see if this works first. We're going to use a donut ring, but it's not really that big. But can I make it bigger? Yes, I can. It's probably not going to be centered anymore, though. How are we feeling about our donut ring? It's too wide. I don't like that as a way of doing it. So let's try, see what else we can get away with. Not sure what the best way to do this would be. That's as large as that goes. Can we decrease the res and get larger? Yes, we can. Can we do it again? Get larger, yes. So maybe we could do that with the ring too. We want to line up as close to even as we can. Okay. And now we're gonna shrink it down a little bit. Actually, before we post it there, let's make it a little smaller, just so that we can then erase it evenly. Ring, larger, erase, and no. Erase, cool, and then move tool, full size, erase, active only. Let's try to center it as much as we can. Okay. It's not a full ring. Well, now it's better. Well, we'll leave just this. Okay. Now let's go and back to clay. Shrink it down. And erase. So I wish it was lined up right. I have to try one more time. Is that better? That's okay. It's close enough to circular at this point that I'll live with that. So now we have some kind of a rotating crew area that we can use to get gravity. So we need something to connect it to this thing. The first thing we're going to want is a ring on the inside that also rotates. Or it looks like it could rotate. I guess the other option would be to have it on the outside and then rotate in that way. We might do that too, but we'll put a circle here. So now, continuous line, and we'll just stick with simple primitives for right now, because they work well and they're not going to cost us a lot in terms of resources. And let's fire it through. So you're not perfectly lined up, and that's what's showing to us, but that's okay. No, one more time. It's not right, location-wise. Too bad, because I got it angled, right? Let's try it. Patience is virtue for these things. Still not right. That's better. So it's not even, but let's try one more time. Actually, I think I'm just gonna turn off mirroring for right now. And There we go. So that won't actually mirror line up, but who really cares? I don't think I'm gonna do a lot to it. So if I have to, I'll work on it on its own. So that would be our shape. All that's on that ring layer there. Back on mirroring. And back to that. And let's just, I was talking about it before, I kind of like that idea. Let's see if we can't. No, too much. Don't want to go in that far. I heard a noise. Am I still working? Yeah, I'm still showing. Still looks like it's broadcasting. Yep. Computer made some kind of a beep. Turn off mirror. And there we go. And no. Let's see. Maybe we'll go out. That could be cool. Instead of in, let's go out. And we'll have to do it again though. Oh, I'm on continuous. Back to single. I just want a ring. No, let's leave it. Okay. I'm getting a little fussy. Okay. It's gonna need to be a bit bigger. It feels kind of lumpy still. So let's go move tool. Layer 1. Move tool, right? Yeah. Strength and radius. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Get very big. Oh, turn back on mirror. Drag that out a little bit. More of an engine sort of feel to it. And I think we'll do the same in the front, just to make this compartment feel right. So it's longer now. Yeah, that feels better. I don't necessarily want to go up that high though, so I want to go straight across. Okay. And I widened it, but I'm okay with that. So that's what we're looking at from silhouette down to bottom. I'm going to look at the shadow. That's across. Okay. If we want to give it a few other, like what my friend would call bits parts, but just things that are happening. It's not even a bad way to make that pull necessarily, but okay. I don't know what those are going to be yet, but there'll be something. It's a ram scoop. I don't know, something. Just to give it, again, a sense of interest and to have that silhouette look cool as it comes around. Bring that up there. No. Same kind of thing on this side. Could even do like, how do I feel about, do we want to connect those parts? Not that strongly. We want to, ugh, gross. All right. Yeah. Let's go back to radius down a little bit. Unify those parts together slightly. Bring that down to the new, down to there, and then did I change the? Yeah, I did. Smooth tool, fill. And I think like yesterday, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna bitsify it on top. So I'll make it a little better. We're just still kind of making that initial shape. Um, Radius higher. No, I'll bring that. No, yeah, area is higher, area is lower. That up a bit. So yeah, I kind of like this. It's kind of got like a shield area now in some senses around the crew part, which is cool. Let's just get rid of that there. So now I'm doing a lot on layer one. Yeah, that's all on layer one. That's still layer two. So on layer one, now let's start cutting into it a little bit to make our, again, like yesterday, we kind of have a soft blocky form and we want to make it a little bit more hard edged. We're going to fill those parts in with other things later. And I've yet to turn on continuous and line, but I think I'm going to now. Continuous line constraint. And set that up like that. And turn that back on. We're still on layer two. Just want to be able to see it. And squaring it off a little bit. Squaring that off a little bit. And maybe even that. And that. To emphasize that thick to thin area. It's holding our ship together. So we have crew area here, control here, engine and engineering back here. I like this. This is working for me. As my girlfriend says, strip clubs over here, and which is critically important. Got to have that. I mean, do you really want to be stuck in space for 25 years without, wait, no. Don't get me started. She knows. No. It is neat though to think about kind of how the ship lays out and where things would be in regards to what. Not strip clubs. You know, problem with strip clubs is on a ship like this, the same problem you get with strip clubs in Midwestern Iowa. The stripper's your daughter. Um, it's a lot less fun when you know everybody. So weirdest singles club I ever went to was a place in Iowa one time, man. It was like you just knew that like everyone was going home with somebody that night, and then the next week they all knew each other and they were all going home with somebody else, and it was weird. It was very strange, and I went home with none of them. So, um, I just I was there for work when I was consulting, and I had nothing better to do that weekend. So I'm like, well, I'll go out to the club, and the club was literally just the local restaurant that they moved the tables away and set up a tiny DJ booth afterward. It's where I decided, one of the many times I decided that small town America was not for me. Um, okay, so we're cutting this in. That was kind of a weird digression, but that's how it goes. Um, yes, as my girlfriend says, you're welcome. It's just awkward digression. That's me. Um, so yeah, what's the line from the Max? Damn, I'm talking out loud again. That seems to be me. Um, no, I don't like that. Come for the designing, stay for the weird commentary. It'd be fun. That's what they all say. I'm kind of liking this sort of head shape. It almost feels like the head of a snake to me, which gives it kind of a little bit of an aggressive vibe that I think is kind of neat for this. So we're going to kind of try to keep that because it's got a little bit of sleekness, even though this thing is kind of long and not terribly sleek at all. I don't know why, but I like that. So you get some neat results when you use erasing with symmetry on. Like it's fun to like turn your shape sideways and see. You get kind of like those Christmas snowflakes things. It can be cool in ways that you might not otherwise think about. Um, Cuts at an angle are neat to me. Anyway, um, let's smooth that down. Mm, average again. Set that down. That. And alrighty, yeah. So there's our ship. I'm liking the silhouette a lot, actually. Um, mm-hmm. Um, my girlfriend's just about ready to start working from home, and I can tell already this is going to make for some entertaining things you people can't hear. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Um, and she's working at the same time too. She does a lot of photography and illustration as well, and she's editing photos right now and is just entertained by hearing me babble, which I can kind of understand. I hope she's entertained anyway. And she's like, eh. Okay, I get 3 stars. All right, let's go to a new layer. I've cut into this one enough. Let's increase the res. So we're down to that's our size now. So we're gonna have to kind of focus on it in different areas. So let's start with the engine area. It's gonna be our space to play in. And we want to kind of add some primitive shapes. I used this yesterday, but I really liked it, so I think I'm gonna try using it again. This is that engine shape that I used yesterday, and I thought it worked out pretty well. Go to single though, and go to the top, and place it there, and then move, full, grab, and stretch. It's thinking, and that every time it thinks like that, it reminds me I need to save. There's nothing like watching your computer spin to be like, I hope it stops spinning. And we want to save it to make sure that it does. But that's easy. So saved. Clay, let's place another one. Let's see what happens just for funsies. If we place it like that instead of the other way, go back to move. I did not want to do that because I didn't want to grab that. But I do like what I did on top. So we'll undo as soon as it finishes thinking. And again, hopefully it will finish thinking. Going, 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 going. I just shifted gears. Sounded like it's weird. Like. Come on. This move operation is obviously pretty intense because it's doing it a large number of polys in symmetry. So it's a lot of calculations. And it's done. I think we'll leave it. I'll just delete that and that'll be cool. Play. And yeah, all right. So it gives us those forms stretching across. And then we'll put a couple more in. Just throw them back here. I think it's more suited to going that way. Yeah, that's cool. And then something in here, but a different shape. Something fairly flat, I think. Mechanical. Do that thing. I like this piece. There. Yeah, and that I'm not digging, so let's go there just to fill that in. And then maybe there. No, I think it's going to be too noticeable as that form. Let's go to a different form. And that form. So someone just bought 40 stickers, I guess from again my girlfriend's Etsy shop. A Redbubble. Okay. Um, they it's like I would guess it's either a party or it's a teacher who wants stickers for their classroom. They're macaron stickers, so probably a party. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. She says that I do not have to narrate to other people, and I'm like, yes, but as long as you're making fun of me too, then we'll do that. No, it's just fun to. I miss being able to talk to people and see what other people are commenting on when I'm doing these. I need to work out a way that I can get a pop-up chat window in VR or something that'll read it to me because it's just helpful to know what people are thinking and what they want out of it. And and I just think it would make it more engaging for everybody, which is really what the goal is, right? Yeah, maybe Google Hangouts, but the trick is, like I said, I can't see anything while I'm in it, so it would need to be something that read the Twitch chat to me, or a Twitch pop-up window that worked in VR. Yeah, or a beautiful assistant that could, read things to me when it came in. I need a moderator. People have told me I need a moderator for years. Um, or a restraining order in my mouth, yes. Um, good times. And a little bit more. Pull these forward. I love this move tool in 3D, which is really funny because I hate it in flat space, but I just love being able to just like grab it and yank it. Yeah, just imagine the peanut gallery. Okay, and that's a long action, so time for another save. And let's just see if we're going to go export just to get an idea how big we're at now. We're at 13 million polys. Okay, so I got to kind of keep an eye on it. Yeah. We don't want to get too crazy anymore. We want to keep this in the realm of editable. So let's call that back part done. Go to another new layer. And as much as we can, let's try not increasing the poly count. Stick to being more evocative and less descriptive. Which honestly, as a concept artist, is what I probably should be focusing on anyway. It's evoke a mood, don't describe it until you're like in a much later phase. You actually have to make the thing and give it to somebody to do something with. But at this stage, this is ideation, and at ideation, we don't need to stress too much. So we'll just use blocks versus kind of cool bigger parts. I do kind of want to line it up right. As I can. That's better. We're not really changing the silhouette much here. This is just to give us things to balance off against. Tube. Continuous with a line constraint. Down. Across the top. There we go. Leave another little hole. Kind of like those. Smooth it down. Hide a lot of low poly if you're smoothing. If you want to smooth things down. Okay. Let's do the same down the center here. I don't really want it to go up like dragon's horns though. Or down. But of the two, I'd rather it went down, so okay. There we go. Am I beeping from somebody talking? Yeah, I'm beeping from somebody talking. Okay, cool. And yeah, more shapes. And let's jump to a different brush so we can get a different shape now. And this is kind of my what I usually go to is a missile pod, but let's see what it looks like if we put it in there. Actually, let's go one off though. And yeah, that's cool. I don't know if it's a missile pod on this or not, but it can be, in the Bob Ross sense, it can be whatever you imagine it to be. It's your happy little missile pod. Every missile pod needs a friend. That's why I put another one there. And let's see. I'll switch up again. I like having, if I can, I like pipes coming out of it. I think that's just cool, particularly for outer space things, because they don't ever need to enter in the atmosphere, so there's really no reason for it to not have something just sort of floating out, because there's not going to burn off. It's not going to do anything. It's not a military ship, so we don't have to worry about hiding things that way. So we're just going to give it some pipes going out. Now, let's see. I can play with this. This is an interesting thing because I don't want to put a window in here because like a person is teeny tiny on this ship. This is, this is big. So there's no viewport really. But on the other hand, I also want to give it something that, even if it's just subconsciously, kind of feels like eyes, because it just makes for a better looking thing in my opinion. So we'll give it that. And I don't know what it does, but there it is. And then let's see. So this is our command section. Maybe And that's our engines. We wouldn't want to mess with that. But let's put a shuttle port right here. So I'm going to go back to our layer. Is it 1? Yeah, layer 1. While I'm thinking about it. And cut into it a little bit. So maybe that's where there's one on both sides because I left symmetry on. So we said shuttles had to land into this thing. Maybe that's where they come in. We've got port there and there. And maybe, I don't know. No, let's leave that off. At least with that one, we'll go with a different brush shape. And let's make it external instead of internal. So let's go back to, if we're going to add to stuff, let's go back to layer 4. Place it. And place a similar one on the back side. Got to turn around. I'm losing my sensors because I'm my back to them. It's often, you forget where you are and you kind of just go walk around like this, and then you realize that you're standing directly in front of the sensors that let you know how it's reading, so then you can't actually do anything. And you're like, oops, gotta go. So if it starts weirdly lagging, that's normally my problem. Either that or it's just getting bloody huge, which it's doing a bit of that too. But it's not lagging. It's been pretty good. It has been good to me thus far. So quick look again at the read. Read's looking good. I know that my wheel is not perfect, but I think it's okay. I wish I could get 4-way symmetry on this thing, but the tool doesn't support it yet. So we're just gonna have to go with a new layer. And what's our space? Yeah. So we'll have to do it in 2. Bilateral symmetry. I'd love to get 4 and then 4 and then mirror across the other side of this, so I could do like all of them both, which is really easy to do in 3D coat. So in all honesty, that's probably what I should do with it for later, is just do that. If I wanted to do that kind of detail, just add it in 3D coat at the end. But we'll put it in there for now. Yeah. But I always every time I think that, I'm like, we share something in common, bilateral symmetry. Oh, that too. So just to give it some kind of a shape thing. And again, if I had tons of polys in here, I'd do something along that, but I don't, and I want to be conscious of that fact. In fact, I'm going to save again, because you don't want it to blow up on you. So now what I'm thinking is, how much of this more do I want to model versus either simply, or I could go in detail into it. I could do it with a normal map and a displacement in KeyShot, so it wouldn't actually be rendered, but it would look like it was. And it's way cheaper on the polys than this is. This is actually putting this stuff in here all the time is a really expensive way in terms of resources to model something. But this does give a nice silhouette change. So basically, if it changes the silhouette dramatically, I probably want it here. And if it doesn't, then I might not. So that does, so we'll leave it on there. And then I'm gonna line continuous. I hope you guys find this interesting, whoever's watching. I hope someone's watching and finds it interesting. But this is really fun to me. I really enjoy this a lot. And it's really reawakened my excitement for concept art and just being a maker. And that's pretty awesome. I'm really glad. It's really, I mean, obviously, for any kind of career, your goal is to be excited about it. So if you can get that kind of excitement and happiness to kind of work on it, it's awesome. And I hope that if you do the same kind of thing that I do, that you maybe try this out and see if it gives you that same sense of new freshness and excitement. It seems to be really making the rounds in particularly the film industry, that people are really seeing the power of doing things this way. And I think that's awesome. So, um, so where are we at? Here's our ship. It's got a good silhouette. I get to do this. I know it doesn't show up for you guys super well, but like now it's like 100 feet long and over my head. And just to give it a run, I'm gonna fly it around because at some point you've got to be just do that. And yeah, it's looking cool to me. So we'll bring it back in and down. I do want to do a little bit here, but I think I'm going to leave most of that to normal mapping. Oh, am I outside the space? No, I'm in my space. I think. Oh no, I'm outside the front. So okay, so I have to go to the new layer. I haven't actually made that many layers yet, so it's kind of like an ear shape, but um, let's grab the move tool, drag that to there, and there. We've just increased the complexity of the brush tremendously without actually having to make a new tool, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And let's do the same thing along here. Throw that there, grab the move tool, drag it along to there. Pull it out a little bit. So I'm just kind of doing that. And then decreasing the radius. It's a little softer. Bring it in like that so it kind of mirrors the form. And it's all just pushing and pulling. It's trying something, seeing how we like it. So now it almost feels more insect-like in head. You got like the antenna, kind of a mandible thing, but that's cool. You take your influences and your inspirations from all sorts of places, or at least I try to. Yeah, alrighty then. Let's just double check. Where are we at? Quick save. I know from experience it starts to hit over 20 mil polys and it starts to get a little bit unhappy. So we're at 17, so that's not bad yet. We can probably do a bit more. We are not done yet. Same shape idea here and along. Place, pull. Add complexity in a very organic and intuitive sort of way. How do I feel about that? Do I like it? More when it's up higher. So it's there. Right, okay. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Is there anything that's really like bothering me right now about it? I mean, I could add fiddly bit details all along here forever, but this is like your establishing shot of this ship. And for that, I kind of like it. I think I'm going to try something and we'll see. So first off, we're going to save because this is definitely into a try something phase. I'm going to turn off active layer only with my strength about where it is. And I'm going to pull and bring up this. Do I like it more? Less? Not as much. I don't think I like it as much. I think I'd rather have it down. Maybe I'll pull it forward slightly. Forward I like. I don't think it worked to pull it up. I'm not gonna give it like a swan neck on this one, but forward I liked. Let's see. Dragon ears? Mm, no, I don't like it as much. I love doing this though at this stage of the thing. It's like, what have you got to lose? You've modeled something, push and pull it a little bit. Be brave. Be brave is kind of good advice for this stuff. And it's one of the hardest things to do, particularly when you're starting out. Like you get something that you think looks pretty cool, and then you don't want to abandon it, and you don't want to push and pull it out to where it's like, oh, that doesn't work anymore. But you don't get new ideas that way. You get new ideas by failing. You get new ideas by failing hard. I know I don't like that already. So you got to do it. You've got to be brave. And see how things would like look pulled or pushed. Can I like no? Um, take this no. Um, no. Looks good as a tumor. And anytime I say that, I have to go with the Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's not a tumor. It's a tumor, dude. Um, I really, really, really hope that Mr. Schwarzenegger never gets cancer because that's going to be just irresistible to me, and it's kind of an obnoxious thing to say. But I'm sorry in advance if it happens, but you're going to get it's not a tumor for me. At least I know I'm being obnoxious, right? Is that okay? Okay, yeah, I like that. Those down there. Let's maybe give them some back pull to it. How do I feel with that? No. Actually, I don't like it. Yeah, let's leave it in. I do kind of want one more thing along there, though. So let's do that. Um, First off, while I'm thinking about it, we'll go to active layer only again and increase inner radius. Then we'll go back, clay tool, and we're going to pick a different shape we have not used yet. Maybe that. And fill it in. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to use. And now go back to move and drag it. Even up to there. Didn't say it had to be straight across, but just something. And then maybe one more. There. Move. And like that. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Okay. Like I said, I could noodle with this forever, but I'm gonna start hitting my poly count max pretty soon, and it might actually be easier to do it in 3D Coat later. So let's save and export, and we're at 18, so it's a good number. And it's gonna go through, and we're not actually decimating the geometry, so it doesn't take too long, but we're gonna leave it at 18 million, and which is freaking big for some programs and okay for other. Keyshot can handle it just fine. If I wanted to take it into 3D Code, I would probably have to decimate it down to about 10. It'll work, but it'll be ugly before that. But Blender's got a really good decimation tool, and I don't know about this one, so I'll stick to Blender and use it that way. So if I have to change it, I'll just bring it into Blender and do that. So here's our ship, our crew area, our living quarters, our shuttle bay, engineering, and then our fusion engines right there. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed following along with me and didn't mind my off-color commentary too much. I'll be back again tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to make. Maybe I'll do a shuttle for this thing. Might be kind of neat, but we'll figure it out. Usually between now and tomorrow morning, I come up with some idea. Um, and I will take this and texture it out and render it in Keyshot and post it up on my Facebook and Instagram and all around my Facebooks. Yeah. Um, so Canadians tomorrow have a great Victoria Day. Americans, you guys still have another week to go until you get your Memorial Day. But for me, it's a long weekend. But I'll still be here tomorrow. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm a freelancer. Every day is both my weekend and my Wednesday, so screw it either way. Um, have a good one, and I will check you later. Later.